Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to Day 2 of Joshy's Picks. This is going to be for the North American Star League Day 2, which covers Division 2, and the matchups tonight are Startail July versus White Raw. I'm going to go ahead and give the win to July because if you didn't know, White Raw has actually been disqualified from this first week due to not showing up on time, and poor Startail July woke up at 4 a.m. to play his matches and ended up waiting 4 more hours, and White Raw was a no-show despite emails and phone calls to him while he was in Sweden playing for DreamHack. So it is what it is. July going to take the free win, forfeit there. Next up, we do have FXO QXC versus Cyber Network, I believe it is. CN, Cyber Sports Network. Something like that. MoMaN is the player, and he's a French Zerg player. QXC versus MoMaN, they're both going to be playing in Europe on the European server against each other, I believe. I don't think NASL is forcing them to both play on North America if they're both in Europe, but I could be wrong. Maybe they're playing on North America. Either way, they're going to have the same latency since they're both playing from Europe, no matter what server they're on. So I think I will give the edge to QXC on that one. QXC's mech play against Zerg is pretty well known by this point, so MoMaN may have had some time to study up on it and try and figure out some nice counters, but I think QXC is just a better player overall. I'm going to give the edge to him on this matchup. So far I've got July and QXC as my winners. Next up, we have Alternate Attacks Dark Force, who is a great German Zerg player, a very good German Zerg player. I don't have many casts from him or anything, but he is playing against Complexity's Cruncher, who is sort of an up-and-coming Protoss player from the North American scene on Complexity Gaming. He did defeat Idra in the TSL 3 not too long ago, and he's actually playing MYM Mondragon for the second round of that tournament. Both very good Zerg players, so I know Cruncher's been playing a ton of PvZ for the last couple of weeks. Even in and around MLG Dallas, Cruncher was trying his best to perfect his PvZ, so it's kind of a hard one to call because Dark Force has tournament wins. Cruncher has a TL Open win, and I know he's been training very hard against Zerg opponents, and Dark Force will be playing on North American server. Cruncher is already there, so maybe latency will have some sort of effect, but I really think Cruncher is going to win this barely. Like, this is a very close series. Dark Force certainly could defeat Cruncher. I believe if they played 10 times, I think each player would win 5 of those series, so I'm just going to give Cruncher the edge based on the fact that he's been training non-stop for Idra and Mondragon for the last couple of weeks for TSL 3. Next up, we have Fnatic MSI TTOne, who I actually got to spend the day with on Sunday at the Root Gaming House. Such a cool guy, Payam Toyam, versus Dignitas Show, who I got to hang out with at MLG Dallas 2 weeks ago. So TT1 didn't actually go to MLG show, had a very long, like 90-minute series with Zocca at that MLG that actually eliminated him from the tournament. So I really don't know who's going to win. TT1, Drewby was telling me that TT1's PVT right now is incredibly scary, and he did defeat Nada at the at the GOM TV World Championships in that sort of Korea versus the World show match. So TT1's Terran, Protoss versus Terran is supposed to be an incredibly good show. I just don't know. He lost to Cruncher in the V. He lost to Zocca and got eliminated at MLG. Just based on those facts, they're not super solid. Like, I do think either player could win this one as well, but I'm going to give it to the Protoss player, TT1, Payam Toyam fighting. And then the final matchup of the night, this one's an interesting one. It is iNcontroL from Evil Geniuses versus OGS Ensnare. And Ensnare has been sort of wishy-washy in the GSL lately. iNcontroL did have some nice wins against Terran. He beat TLO 4-2 at MLG Dallas to take 4th place eventually in the entire tournament. And I don't know, Ensnare has to wake up at 4 a.m. to play this. He has to play from Korea on the North American server. That's a lot of latency, and iNcontrol's shown that he knows how to beat Terran lately, so I'm going to give the edge to iNcontroL. Again, either player, these matches are so much closer, I believe, than last night's matches, but we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to give the edge to iNcontroL. So to recap, that's July, QXC, Cruncher, TT1, and iNcontroL for Joshy's picks for NASL Day 2, Division 2. And my guest picks this week are coming from Evoli, who runs the Gosu Trolling website and actually still runs the Gosu Trolling Twitter account. He is now a writer for 6jacksgaming.com. Evolai is a really cool guy. Got to hang out with him at MLG Dallas as well. And last night during the NASL Day 1 Division 1, we had a lovely Skype call together with some of the other community folks, and he's just a really cool guy. So I asked if he wanted to make some picks today for Ask Joshy, or Joshy's Picks, my bad. And he came up with, what did he come up with? White Raw obviously got disqualified, so he picked July. QXC is his next pick. We agreed on that one. Cruncher, we agree on that one. I'm not sure his reasoning behind all the picks, but July, QXC, Cruncher, TTOne, and the only pick that we have different for today, he has chosen Ensnare from OGS, the South Korean Terran player, over Evil Genius's iNcontroL. So we do have a little bit of differentiation. Yesterday's picks between myself and Drogeth were exactly the same, but the public opinion poll was a little different. So let's pull up for the first time ever the scoreboard that I said I would make, and it's really shoddy right now. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It'll get better and better, though. It can only go up from here. But here's the scoreboard with my picks, the cumulative guest picks, which so far consists of only Drogeth, and finally the public opinion, which I have decided to use the Team Liquid Liquibet system to actually get those public results. So as you can see, I went 4-1 yesterday. Drogeth, or guests, went 4-1 yesterday, and the public opinion actually went 3-2. Everybody picked Kiwikaki to beat Phoenix, and just wasn't the case. So sad. I'm still going to pick Kiwikaki to win every single other game. And then finally, the public opinion poll on TeamLiquid.net picked Artosis to beat Sheth. Just wasn't the case. I was positive the Sheth would beat Artosis. Nothing against him, just all the reasons I listed yesterday. Sheth was an obvious choice for me, but tonight we'll see how I do, we'll see how our guests do, and we'll see how you guys do. If you're registered at TeamLiquid.net, I don't believe you can make the Liquibet anymore. I think it's closed already, but keep that in mind for future Joshy's picks. That's how you will be represented via TeamLiquid.net's Liquibets. So that's going to be it for Joshy's picks tonight. I hope you guys will tune in. That's the stream is actually going to be on justin.tv/NASL Season 1, or you could just go to nasl.tv and they'll have the embedded stream there. NASL, North American Star League .tv. Super easy. Go watch those games. They start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. That is the actual pre-show where Gretorp and iNcontroL will discuss the players. I'm not sure what they're going to do tonight since iNcontroL is actually playing in one of the series tonight. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but they start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. Games start at 9 p.m. U.S. time, and they will rebroadcast those for Europe tomorrow, I believe, or like super later tonight. I'm not sure on the exact time, but if I find out, I'll put it in the video description. But that is going to be it for Joshy's Picks, Day 2 for NASL Division 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing these every day, so see you guys very, very soon with some more casts and some more Joshy's Picks. Bye-bye.